Hi there, this is Lukasz for the Tech Travel Geeks. Welcome to the review of DJI's 3-axis mobile gimbal, the Osmo Mobile 3. We've recently released an unboxing and walkthrough of this device, so make sure you check that video for more info. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe to the Tech Travel Geeks to see more content from us. Let's just start with what this product is and why you might need it. It is a mobile phone gimbal which provides one of the best stabilizations for your phone. It will allow you to take some battery-smooth footage while filming on the move. There's a spring-loaded tension grip where you put your phone and keep it there securely. Luckily, there's some curvature, so unlike some other devices or phone handles, it won't press your power or volume buttons by accident. It should fit most devices without a case or with a thin case on them, but thick gaming or rugged phones like my DJI S95 Pro may not fit securely, so be mindful of that. It should work with phones of up to 9.5mm. Before each use, you should balance it to get the best stabilization of your footage. Just make sure it's nicely centered. The footage comes out great, as you can see in some test footage. Everything is smooth and very stable. It's the best in class at the moment. It's great that you can use it both to film yourself, vlog style, as if you had a stabilized selfie stick, or film your surroundings at the flick of the switch. The gimbal is much smaller than I expected, especially when it's folded. The fact that it folds is one of my favorite features. Large size is the main reason I don't use my Juwin crane gimbal for my main camera. You can easily notice its weight at 404 grams or 14 ounces, but it makes it sturdy and very solid. Overall, despite it being made of plastic, I really like the build quality and the fact that it fits nicely with the DJI design language. When it comes to hardware controls, make sure you check the unboxing video where we went through all of the controls of the device like the joystick and the buttons. With those controls, you'll be able to tilt, zoom, record, switch between camera positions, all without touching your screen. The controls are really handy and allow to focus on filming. It's also great that you can configure the speed of response to get more cinematic footage. Plus, the battery life is fantastic. 15 hours should last a few days of shooting, plus it even lets you charge your phone, so you basically get a free power bag included. Great stuff. The Osmo Mobile 3 comes with the DJI Mimo app, which is a bit of a mixed bag, especially on Android. Interestingly, DJI released a major software update as we were finishing this review, so my device is actually better now than it was just a few days ago. One of the issues was to do with the frame rates and slow motion. Up until recently, you could only shoot 30 frames per second and there was no slow motion option. After the release, some phones now can have 8x slow motion support. It works on my Huawei P30 Pro, but not on the Samsung S9 Plus, which should support it as well. Similarly with 4K 60 frames per second, which my Samsung should support, but all 60 frames per second options are grayed out. When supported, slow motion functionality can be quite useful, so I hope DJI continue working on improving the app. The other major issue is that there's no support for wide-angle camera. You can only use the main lens. That's a major bummer for me as well, since wide-angle cameras are really cinematic in modern phones. In addition to the video mode, there's also the photo mode, which can actually be useful for group photos. Just enable gesture control and you can snap a great photo of yourself or with others. Functionality of the app depends heavily on the phone you have. In addition to missing slow motion, my Samsung S9 Plus didn't have the night mode, HDR video or video bokeh. But to be honest, I'm not sure I'd be using any of them with the gimbal since they have better equivalents in native camera apps. However, the panorama mode is actually really useful with a tripod, so it's worth checking out. Similarly, time-lapses are great and allow you to select up to 4 points which the camera will follow, as per this lovely shot of a swan. There's also hyperlapse, which is a moving time-lapse or a video in fast-forward. Stabilization helps a lot in this case. You might have seen it already in our sample footage. It's really great. So far, all the functions are common in other apps, but two are quite unique to DJI Mimo. The first is the story mode. It allows you to create short video stories which follow a certain theme. There's plenty of them to choose from, all with musical background and some transitions in between shots. Just follow the on-screen instructions and record between 3 and 6 quick shots, and the rest will be done automatically. For people who don't have the time for video editing, this might be very useful. Just be careful, the templates with text will actually add the text in, so you might end up with some random quotes like I did. What's more, the default resolution is 720p or HD, so you will have to change that yourself, and you also might want to remove the Osmo watermark. Luckily, you only have to do that once. On the positive side, you can customize the templates or create your own, so if it's something you're into, it's worth trying. The main reason to use the DJI Mimo app, however, is the ActiveTrack 3.0 functionality. If you've used other DJI products like their drones or their professional run-in stabilizers, you might have seen it before. Just draw a rectangle around the target and the gimbal will do all it can to keep it in the center. It works really great. On a trip in the hills, I actually tried to lose the tracking, but it kept up really well. You can also use it for filming yourself. Maybe you want to start the best cooking show ever from your kitchen, but don't have anyone to keep the camera aimed at you? No problem, Osmo Mobile 3 will move the camera and ensure you're always in the center of the frame. Or maybe you want to stream a heavy metal concert on Twitch from the same kitchen? Sure, that's also easy. Just make sure you don't drop your amp from the stove. The possibilities are endless. Overall, I really enjoy using the Osmo Mobile 3. I was a bit hesitant to start with, but once I learned how to use it properly and got to know all the features, I was sold. The image stabilization is excellent, and there's a lot of great functionality to expand your filming toolkit. The app still needs some work, but other than that, I have no complaints. Thanks for watching this Tech Travel Geeks review. Let us know in the comments below what you think about this device, and make sure you subscribe if you're new here. Goodbye from us.